What is going on, everybody? It's your boy John, and welcome back to Gearbox. So today we're getting right into it, because without further ado, it's safe to say we did a thing. So obviously, the startup of this truck, I can't even say it with a straight face. The startup of this truck is a little bit different than, at this point, we're gonna consider it the old truck, because we have purchased a 2024 Ford Raptor, and I am so excited. So following up from the previous video, we kind of went to a dealership, and to be quite honest with you guys, I didn't know if I wanted to get rid of the 2019 XLT or not. It was really and truly just looking around, and if we got the right deal, we got the right deal. Yes, we had seen this truck online, and that's why I went to this specific dealership, obviously. But what it boils down to is I ultimately got an offer that I could not refuse, both on my previous truck and this beautiful, beautiful truck. And now we are the proud owner of a Ford Raptor, which, guys, I'm just going to stop right here and say, I'm a big believer in kind of visualization and goal setting and all this sort of stuff. And, to be 27 years old, driving this truck, driving a Toyota Supra, having the house that I have, having the beautiful wife that I have, there's a lot of things that, I, in a million years, would have never realized at this age, this early on, that I could set out to do and achieve. And it's all by hard work. It's not by mommy and daddy's money. It's none of that bullshit. I promise you that. I'm not one for handouts anyway. So if you got them, give them to someone else. But here we are sitting in this just immaculate F150. And yes, when we're not filming, we are blaring Zach Top, because he's 90s country in the 2020s. You just gotta appreciate it. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. Enough of the ooey gooey shit. Let's get into it. So, as I mentioned in the previous video, really we were just looking theoretically for trucks. There was no real reason to get rid of the 2019 F150, but my wife and I had always talked about upgrading to a, let's call it, higher spec truck. Of course, a Raptor falling into that category. And so we started looking, and as quickly as it started to be very innocent and whatever, it got very real very, very quick. And like I said, we found an offer we couldn't refuse. But guys, just initially, I've had this truck for a couple days now. First off, Santa came early. We'll just go ahead and throw that one out there. But this truck is everything and a million times more than I could have ever imagined that a truck would be. So this is the 3.5 6-cylinder twin turbo EcoBoost. I think it's got like 450 horsepower, 510 foot-pounds of torque. But I mean, just the way that this thing drives, and the suspension, the Fox shocks, the different driving modes, the upgraded infotainment system, the tires on the truck, the everything. I mean, even the color. I don't know if y'all could tell from the intro, it really wasn't meant to be a full walk around necessarily, but this is in the Avalanche color. I just think it is so sexy, and I can't even really comprehend the fact that I now own this truck, to be honest with you. I never thought I'd get to this point. But owning it now and having the creature comforts and having, the heated and cooled seats and having the cameras everywhere and all this sort of shit, it is just a blessing for sure. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more videos to come on this truck, but what I can tell you right off the rip is this thing drives unlike any truck that I've ever been in my entire life, including old gen Raptors. This is in a league of its own, in my opinion. I've never driven a Raptor R, and I hadn't driven a Ram TRX either. Of course, the Raptor/Raptor R and the TRX are kind of in the same category. That is the other truck I considered briefly, but as quickly as I thought about that, I knew that I'm not a Dodge guy, and so we're going to stick with Ford. But guys, I did get this at Flow Automotive of Asheville, so they've got a couple different dealerships in the area. This particular one was at a Porsche dealership. Great guys, great people. If you're in the area, do not hesitate to go to those folks. They were absolutely awesome. They gave me a phenomenal trade-in value for my 2019 XLT for what it was worth. And of course, we're driving home just chilling, you know, taking it all in rush hour traffic. It's awesome. You know, one of the biggest things that just getting this truck, or really even looking at this truck before I even bought it, was, you know, what's my sole purpose of a truck, right? And I feel like all truck owners need to have this conversation with themselves, and that is, are you going to be towing a bunch? Are you going to be hauling a bunch? You know, are you working at a job site? Are you just going to be daily driving it? Or is the primary amount of miles on your truck going to be city, or are they going to be highway, so on and so forth? And really what we came down to, that being my wife and I, was that this is going to be a truck that we use to, sure, go for a run to Home Depot or tow a trailer occasionally, but really at the end of the day, it's a nice vehicle to go from point A to point B, take some long road trips in, and really enjoy having a nice truck. And yes, I will take this off-road in some capacity at some point. It's not just going to be a strict pavement princess, although that will be the primary purpose of this truck. But I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I really can't even come to grips with the fact that I'm driving this thing right now. As quickly as it became a theoretical idea, it became a reality, and for that I am forever grateful. So goodbye 2019 XLT, and hello 2024 Ford F-150 Raptor. Now, of course, with this new to me Raptor, and honestly for the majority of folks probably watching this video, new to you as well, I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on the intricacies that this Raptor holds. There's a lot of driving modes, there's a lot of settings. The exhaust in of itself is something to talk about. The Fox suspension is something to talk about. But just the overall capabilities of this truck is unbelievable. Of course, doing my research before going into the dealership, I had done a plenty. So I know a lot about it already, but still just trying to get used to the whole idea of driving a truck that's probably 8 inches wider than my original truck. Although my 2019 was taller, this one is wider, faux show, and still trying to get used to that. But there's just so many different features that this truck was built with that I haven't even began to understand what all it comes with. Of course, you have the vinyl packages and stuff like that, but when you talk about the onboard power, and I forget what they call that, but something like that, all the cameras, all the, you know, adaptive cruise control, and the Baja, and the this and the that, you know, there's really a lot to unpack with this truck. So of course we'll save that for future videos. But guys, I had to pick up the camera and relay this information to you. Once again, Santa came early, and I couldn't be more grateful. Hopefully, if you had a Ford Raptor on your Christmas wish list, that comes true as well. But I guess we'll soon find out. But anyway, guys, like I said, just wanted to pick up the camera, give y'all an update on the truck saga, and here we are in its new home, the Ford Raptor. So guys, if you like this video, please give it a big fat thumbs up. If you have any questions on this truck, of course, I will be answering those in future videos. But if you can't wait, go ahead and drop them in the comment section down below. And as always, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know the drill. And until next time, peace.